Hello, greetings everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
Buenas noches. Soy Daniel Pineda.
My
Very
name's
nice.
Adele Quo.
You have to do that in your native language.
This is my native language.
Oh, sorry. Well, you know what I meant.
Yes, I do. But I don't know any.
Okay.
Other
Here we
than-
go with another exciting show. We hope you stick around for the next 30 minutes. Boy, it'll be something you don't want to miss. News and Community Bulletin Board.
Wow, that's a build-up.
Wow, that's a tease.
Oh, that's quite a teaser, isn't it? Adele Quo is here with
It's Easy Being Green.
Very
Oh, my.
CVB Community Bulletin Board. Rich is here with his reviews. A new segment, I guess. Well, hopefully we never know. Matthew Marigliani is going to be here talking about Pop Vox. Is it Pop Vox? Is that
Yes,
right?
that's right,
Very
Craig.
good.
Popvox.com.
Yes, that's right, Craig. And then news for seniors. And then Miriam Gennari with an interview. And that's our show. But before we go...
That's right, Mr. Nolan. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number one, and also facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. So visit us on the tube.
Visit us on the tube. Thanks, Daniel. Here we go with the first of our news items. On a somber note, on Monday night, a drunk teenager tried to stab people outside a Ballston sports bar. On September 29th at around 8:30 p.m., 19-year-old D.C. resident Larry Sutton got into an argument outside the First Down Sports Bar. They're located in the 4200 block of North Fairfax Drive. He then began swinging a knife. Police used a taser and then a takedown technique to subdue him. He's being held without bond on several charges, including underage drinking, malicious wounding, and obstruction of justice. Mr. Sutton was wanted already in D.C. by police there for armed robbery. Daniel.
Well, Craig, murder suspect Charles Severance has been moved to an Arlington jail. 53-year-old Alexandria resident Severance is charged with murdering 3 people in Alexandria, including a former Alexandria sheriff's wife. Current Alexandria Sheriff Dana Lawhorn has chosen to move Severance to Arlington. There were no issues during Severance's time at the Alexandria jail. However, Sheriff Lawhorn wanted to eliminate any possible appearance of a conflict. A transfer was made on Friday, September the 26th. Craig.
All right, in other news, a little bit lighter news about elections now, the Arlington County general election ballot this fall will not offer a referendum on the Columbia Pike Crystal City streetcar project, but according to the Washington Post, the race for the county board will serve as a close stand-in. Independent John Viestat and Democrat Alan Howes have been arguing for and against the project at candidate forums in the run-up to the November 4th elections. Both candidates agree that Arlington's building permit process needs an upgrade and an overhaul, and that no houses or schools should be built on existing park land. The candidates will meet again on Thursday, tonight, October 2nd, if you're watching our Thursday night show, at the Walter Reed Community Center. Daniel.
Well, Craig, the Arlington Human Rights Commission is accepting nominations for the 16th Annual James B. Hunter Human Rights Award. The award is named for the former county board member who, during his many years of public service, worked tirelessly on behalf of individuals with little access to government. Applications are due by Wednesday, that's November the 12th, 2014. Any Arlington resident, community group, nonprofit, or business can be nominated. Entries should describe the nominee's human rights achievements, including evidence of some visible, tangible, or measurable impact of the perception of, attitude toward, or respect for, and treatment of others. Visit the county website. Give them a call at 703-228-3929 for more information. Craig.
All right, Daniel, and other county news, Arlington County Manager Barbara Donnellan is looking for applicants for a new advisory task force. The group will investigate whether Arlington's volunteer office is the right business model to meet community needs. Applications will be accepted through the 8th of October this year. For more information visit their website, http at tinyurl.com, Q3ERSJ5, or check, look right there down there on the bottom of your screen to learn more. Daniel.
Well, Craig, hold on to your bags. Your airbags, that is.
Airbag.
Between 11 p.m. on Monday, September the 22nd, and 7:30 a.m. on Tuesday, September the 23rd, One or more people broke into at least 7 vehicles and stole the driver's side airbag. The incidents reportedly happened near the 2000 block of South 6th Street in Arlington. There's no word yet on any suspects. Craig.
All right, Daniel, and finally in our news items, how much attention do you pay to Arlington when you drive or walk around Arlington? Well, we have a question from a community member that will test your powers of observation. Have you ever noticed a large, expensive, old-fashioned clock on the outside of the 12th floor of a certain Arlington building? Well, if you have or have not, visit our Facebook website and tell us where you have to stand to check the time on this big clock. Bonus points if you know the clock's, location, I guess, and architect, and how much the clock project cost. Quiz for our viewers out there.
It's a mouthful,
tuned.
right?
We'll try to give you information on that next week. And we'll be back with our CBB Community Bulletin Board file right after we hear from Miss Adele Quo, and it's
Easy
Being
green.
green. Hey,
Here's
thanks
Adele.
guys. My name's Adele, and of course I have my mascot, Joe Tree Frog.
Hey, Joe.
And if you look at him carefully, he's going to give away the topic. It's easy being green by planting our native trees for fall color. That's right. I love trees, you know that.
And compost.
And compost. But today we're going to talk about trees, and fall is the best time for planting. Natives are the best choice for plants that are low maintenance, beautiful, and great for attracting birds and butterflies to your garden. Fall plantings enjoy the ideal transplanting weather with cooler, cloudy days and frequent rain. So the earlier your native plants go into the ground in the fall, the more time they have to recover from transplant shock, adapt to your site, and expand their root systems before the growing season. My #1 favorite large native tree for your yard, if you like some shade, is to plant the scarlet oak. The long-living and low-maintenance scarlet oak, if you plant a 6 to 8 foot one in a sunny location, make sure you give it plenty of space to grow up and spread into a stately shade tree for many years to come. Scarlet oak, also known as Quercus coccinea, will give your garden the most reliable scarlet red fall color of our native oaks. Its excellent fall color makes it popular as a street tree planted by our municipalities. Since I truly believe the mighty oak species is a must for your garden, if you've the room, a close second is to plant the white oak, which is also known as Quercus alba, and plant this in a sunny area of your yard. The fall foliage varies from brown to red to purple, but this magnificent white oak supports over 500 species of butterfly and moths. And I only have time to share one more native tree, so consider adding a shagbark hickory, or also known as Carrier ovata, to your yard. Another large shade tree with lovely yellow to golden brown fall color. With its exfoliating bark, it makes a grand ornamental canopy tree for larger properties. Planting native oaks and hickories will strongly bring back your sense of place. So remember, it's easy being green, planting native oaks and hickories in your yard this fall. Thanks so much, guys.
Great job. And
Excellent.
some very difficult pronunciations.
Good
I'm
pronunciation.
so glad that I was able to say those
phyla-
scientific words
species.
for you.
Joe
You've been
Tree
practicing.
Frog seems to be happy over there. I
That's
like, what is
right.
it? Scarlet
Scarlet
oak?
oak.
Scarlet
Look how
oak. That's
pretty
a
that
beautiful
is.
tree. Okay, we got to move along.
okay.
Thanks, Adele.
Hey.
We
Then you know.
appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, here we go. As now as promised, our CBB, our Community Bulletin Board file. First item is that we're talking about movies now. James Bond. If you love James Bond movies, then visit Shirlington Village for their free James Bond Film Festival. Tuesday, October 7, you can watch Die Another Day. That's from 2002, starring Pierce Brosnan, James Bond, Halle Berry, Pierce Brosnan, and Halle Berry and John Cleese. And then on Tuesday, October 14, Daniel Craig takes the role of James Bond in Casino Royale. That's from 2006. It stars Eva Green and Mads Mikkelsen. Judi Dench is M in both movies. Visit library.arlingtonva.us to learn more. Daniel.
And Craig, if you still can't get enough of James Bond from the movies, then you'll want to attend the lit up ball at the Artisphere on October the 18th. Attendees must dress up in their most glamorous 1950s and 1960s attire or la vintage James Bond. Tickets are $30. Proceeds will go to Arlington Public Library's early literacy program, 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten. A very worthy cause. Visit library.arlingtonva.us to learn more information, and here are some other events at the Artisphere you may want to attend. Craig.
All right, Daniel, there we go. Thank you. Visual artist Artemis Herber is displaying his signature large corrugated cardboard paintings until Sunday, October 5. His theme is No Man's Land. This free exhibit will be in the Works in Progress gallery. And then also for urban music folk fans rooted in Afro-Caribbean music, you'll have to listen to Las Cafeterias. The group is from Veracruz, Mexico, and will be in the Artisphere Ballroom on Friday, October 10th, starting at 8 p.m. Tickets for that one are $15. Daniel.
Well, Craig, for neo-vaudeville at its spookiest, and just in time for Halloween, watch Shocked and Amazed presents The House of Ghostly Haunts. The act features rockabilly magician Cardone and his daredevil showgirl, Marlene D. This fun event will be at the Artisphere's Black Box on Saturday, that's October the 11th, starting at 9 p.m. Tickets are $17 in advance and $20 on show day.
All right, thanks, Daniel. And we apologize, we're running short of time tonight. We'll get to Matthew and his Pop Vox report next week. But right now we're going to go to our man about town for theater, the arts, and a whole lot more, Mr. Rich Masopny. Here's Rich. Take it away, Rich.
Thank you, boys. Thank you. The Center for the Arts at George Mason University out in Fairfax just had their 9th annual Arts by George. It's a big event from 5 o'clock in the afternoon till about 11 at night, ending with Patti LuPone, you know, that Broadway singer and stage show. She was there, and then after they had champagne and all on the stage, and you could meet Patti and others. It was very nice. This was to get money for college students there, to, help them on their funds. You can call 703-993-4188 or check the website at dpays, it's on the screen, at georgemason.edu. If you got a big contribution or something you want to make, even a little one, they're glad to take it. The McLean Community Play is doing the games afoot. Homes for the Holiday. That's like Sherlock, An actor named William Gillette, played by Frank Carell, is playing Sherlock Holmes, and invites the cast to his house in Connecticut on Christmas Eve. It's set in 1936. There, for some reason, his mother shoots one of the women there. And anyway, it's a big comedy. It's a lot of fun. And it's be playing there through October 12th at the Olden Theater at the McLean Community Center. Check the website. That's mcleanplayers.org. It's a very funny thing. And at Ford's Theater downtown on 10th and East Street, Driving Miss Daisy. You all remember the movie. Well, here is one of my favorite people, Nancy Robinette, and Craig Wallace plays the driver. And it's a touching, moving story. Very nice. And you probably all know it all, right? This black driver and this white woman, from the South, and they bond together. It's really sweet, nice as you can get. Anyway, it'll be there at the Ford's Theater down through October 26th. Call 202-347-4833 or check them out at www.fords.org. And finally, I want to tell you, I went all the way over to Richmond Highway in Alexandria to get a pizza. My good friend Ward, a foodie like me, lives on Richmond Highway in Alexandria. He told me about Paisano's Restaurant. It's a chain, but this one just opened there. And they've got, as I say, pizza and more. They got everything, chicken parmesan, they got wraps, they got subs, they got calzones, it's crazy. But their headliner is pizza, with California tomatoes. It's in a poll by WTOP, they were voted a great pizza place. This is headed by Buddy Manocci and assistant Abdul. It's worth the trip, 703-360-5600, or check the web at paisanospizza.com. Thank you.
All right, Paisanos.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Oh, you can't
Paisano.
go
You
wrong
say
with
it better.
pizza like that.
That's right.
With a name like that,
Paisano.
you gotta
Yeah.
have good pizza at Paisanos. All right, thanks, Rich.
Thank you,
We
Rich.
appreciate your work tonight. Here we go, as promised now. Our News for Seniors segment. I got my News for Seniors glasses on, as you may have noticed. Financial advisor Michael May will explain Social Security in a program designed to help people make decisions regarding their benefits. He will answer questions on maximizing your benefits, how survival benefits work, and how to coordinate Social Security benefits with pensions, IRAs, and other forms of retirement income. This free program will be Tuesday, October 7 at 7 p.m. at Walter Reed Senior Center. For more information, give Walter Reed a call to register for this free program. Here's their number, 703-228-0955. Daniel.
Well, Craig, you may have noticed the gradual proliferation of racks of bicycles in front of buildings around the county. These bikes are part of the Capital Bikeshare program. To learn more about it, register for a program to be held on Thursday, that's October the 9th, at 1 p.m. at the Walter Reed Senior Center. Members of the 55-plus bike group will demonstrate how to use Capital Bikeshare. Call Walter Reed to register. That's at 703-228-0955.
All right, and also in our News for Seniors segment, Christopher Columbus exhibit will be on display this week, October 6th, at Culpeper Garden Senior Center from 10 in the morning till 3 p.m. Columbus made a total of 4 trips to the Caribbean and South America between 1492 and 1504. Documents will be on display that chronicle each voyage, along with a pictorial display of the Santa Maria ship. For more information about this free exhibit, sounds like a good one, call Culpeper Garden Senior Center. Here is their number, 703-228-4403. Daniel.
And Craig, facts you should know about diabetes will be presented on Tuesday. That's October the 7th at 11 a.m. at the Langston Brown Senior Center. There are over 26 million people in the U.S. who have diabetes. Patricia Sands from the medical team, Inc., will discuss the types of diabetes and how to prevent serious complications that can result from the disease. Call Langston Brown to register for this free program. That's at 703-228-6300. And as always, Craig, we want to thank our Judy Masomni for helping us out this week with the stories. Thanks you so
Judy.
much, Judy, for your hard work.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Judy. All right, and we'll be back with quick bye-bye if we have time right after we hear from Miriam Gennari and her guest. Here's Miriam.
Hi, and welcome to this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. We have a special Arlington update. My guest today is Linda Lindberg. She's the General Registrar for Arlington County's Voter Registration Office. How are you, Linda?
I'm fine. I'm happy to be here.
Well, I'm so glad you're here. We need you here to give us some information because things are changing in Virginia with regards to several things, but there's priorities. So let's get to the first priority. We need to register.
Absolutely. If you're not already registered to vote at your current residence address, you only have until the 14th of October to get registered. So time is getting close. This is the first today, so you've got 14 days. The easiest thing to do is to register to vote online. Virginia makes that very easy for voters these days. You can go to our website at vote.arlingtonva.us, take the link register to vote, and boom, you're right there. Fill in all your information, and within a couple of days you get your new voter registration card, which tells you where to vote.
Now, it's wonderful to have that voter registration card, but I understand that you need something more this year. Tell me about that.
That's true.
Voters, pay attention.
We've had a new law passed in Virginia that takes effect this election. This will be the first election statewide where all voters will not only need to have a voter ID, but it will need to have a photograph. So the voter card itself, which does not have a photograph, is not good enough to show up at the polls and vote. You need a driver's license, or you need a DMV ID card, or you can also use a student ID, an employer ID, or any government issued ID. If you don't have one of those types of identification, and there are some people that don't, you figure most people have something, at least in this area, but if you don't, you can get a free voter ID, photo voter ID, at our office at 2100 Clarendon Boulevard, Suite 320. We're open every day from 8 to 5.
And such a friendly and welcoming office you have there.
Well, thank you.
So it is very important that they register by the 15th, but 14th. But up until that point, or after that point, they can still come in and you can help them with their identification issues if they have one.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, and now is there another point that we need to make sure that they're aware of, something about early voting?
We call it absentee voting in Virginia because voters do have to have an excuse, a valid excuse, to vote before Election Day. But there are a lot of voters who just can't get to the polls for either physical reasons or they'll be out of town on Election Day. And they can vote ahead of the Election Day, again at our office at 2100 Clarendon Boulevard, Suite 320, from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Of course, you have to be registered.
And the deadline for that, early voting?
The deadline to register in person is, the deadline to vote absentee in person is November 1st, Saturday, November 1st at 5 o'clock. If you want a ballot mailed to you, we have to have that application by the 28th of October, Tuesday, the 28th of October.
Okay, excellent. So we've got to get our students registered, and then we've got to get them to fill out the paperwork or vote absentee if they're away at college.
And return that ballot.
And return that ballot, absolutely.
That's the important thing.
And it's also so important to vote. And what, can you just share with me your experience of what candidates go through to get on the ballot and how important it is that they put their voice out there and that we respond?
Well, candidates like to offer alternative views to the way government is being done. That's why you see different people running for different offices. They have to raise money. That's a big deal. Raising a lot of money because it's not inexpensive to run for office, even some of the local offices. They have to file regular financial reports. They have to gather signatures of voters, and they have to keep everything on the up and up and square.
And file paperwork with you.
Lots of paperwork with us, yes.
Right. And then they have to marshal all their volunteers.
Yes.
They've done all this work to try to represent their ideas and maybe the potential constituents they have.
Right.
And there are several women on the ballot in this upcoming election. And
Yes.
to me, that's very important because it's difficult to get people to run for office, but there's a movement to try to get the 50% of the population to get their names on the ballot. Can you tell us what ladies are on the ballot this year?
Well, we have 5 women who are running for office this November. We have all 3 of the candidates that are running for school board, Barbara Kinnunen, Audrey Clement, and Nancy Van Doren. And we have Carla De La Pava, who's running for treasurer.
That's right.
And we have a 5th candidate, Gwendolyn Beck, who's an independent candidate running for Congress, the 8th Congressional District. So that's a total of 5. Actually, here in Arlington, we're very well represented by women in elected office, at least at the local level, with 2 on the county board and I guess 3 now on the school board, with definitely a 4th.
Yes.
There will be 4 women on the school board after this November, and 4 of our 5 constitutional offices.
Right, absolutely. So that's wonderful. So we've definitely encouraged different people to come out and bring their views, and now it's our opportunity to exercise that valuable right to vote. So if people want to ask questions, how do they get in touch with someone at your office?
They can call our office 8 to 5 Monday through Friday at 703-228-3456. Email us at voters.arlingtonva.us, or to just reach us through our website. They can also email us through the website at vote.arlingtonva.us.
And I'm almost certain that if they're in touch with a candidate that wants their vote, they can contact them if they need a ride. Don't you think?
Absolutely. Candidates, usually the political parties, are very good at organizing rides to the polls on Election Day.
And are you all set for volunteers this year as far as the poll volunteers?
We could always use a few more. Anybody who's interested, again, best way is to go to the website where you can apply online to work at the polls.
And of course, you need to be a registered voter to do that.
You do. You have to be a Virginia registered voter.
Okay, so we'll wrap it up here. October 14th, register to vote.
Yes.
If you want to do early voting, your deadline is November 1st.
November 1st.
Okay, and if you have any problems with identification notification. Address that early, right?
Absolutely.
And you will help them at your office.
Yes.
On the 3rd floor at 2100 Clarendon. Do we have that?
That's right.
Oh, thank you so much for coming today.
You're welcome.
And
Thank you
sharing
for
your
having
time.
me.
And thank you for your work. We appreciate it. And I want to thank all of you for watching the Arlington Weekly News. I am Miriam Gennari, and I welcome you back to the news desk.
Thank you, Miriam.
Thank you,
and
Miriam.
Linda Lindberg, Arlington County Registrar. Good information there. Get out the vote, get out the vote, get out the vote. Okay.
And Rich,
just,
you have a very important announcement.
a very
to
important
make.
announcement. This is, thank you for reminding me. This is my last show as an active duty civil servant. By the time you watch this show on Thursday, I will be retiring, and Friday the 3rd is my last day. So I'm not going anywhere. I'll be back in case
You'll
you
be
were
back,
wondering- in case you're wondering with bated breath out there. I'll be around for a while, but it's been quite a run after 40 years. 40 years is enough,
yeah.
so I thought I'd give it up and try life on the retired side. What do you think, Rich?
Why not? That's what I've been doing.
No, I can go out with you when
That's
you
right.
peruse all these
Stay out late.
restaurants. Stay out
Yeah.
late. Yeah, I never do that. And watch not so much TV and that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's our show. Anything else to add before we go?
That should do it, Craig.
seem-
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. Okay, that's our show for this week. We thank you all for watching. Please have a safe week, and we'll be back here next week to do it all again. Take care. See you next week. Bye-bye, everyone.